You tried this yet?
What have you got in your hand there?
It's the rum cask.
Rum
It's
cask?
the new one.
Oh, get a little tickle.
Don't look at the percentage because you're driving.
Oh, is it strong? I'm going to stay here for a little while, am I? Stay the night.
I mean, don't have a full one.
She'll just ring me wife. Yeah, and I'm going on tour on Tuesday, but I'll not be back till Monday.
Aye. Do us a massive favour. Get a train from Glasgow to Edinburgh. Oh. Now look at the percentage.
By rum cask, does it just mean fucking rum?
Aye.
You're drinking rum, mate. That's really nice. Have I got something to take home?
I mean, you might have
Fuck
done,
off,
but
are you drinking out? Are you steaming?
There's more. There's another crate of Thistley Cross that you could have, but the rum cask is.
Oh, man.
There's about half of this cask left, but like, look,
I can take a bottle for me, Natalie, share.
You can take the half a cask because it's a problem.
We're going to have a dram of...
No. You can take the rest of the remaining rum cask. Great, because it's becoming a problem for me.
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
Because you just say, I'll just have a couple, and then you fucking stumble and run.
This is the bit that we can't put in the advert, right? Because obviously there's very strict laws about, you can't
Yeah, you
do an
can't
advert
glorify the alcohol content, even though that's the MO of fucking booze companies.
No, because it's not as it. Look, man, I'm not drinking fucking 6 of these, right? Mm-hmm. And then fucking going in a VR boxing game and beating the shit out of fucking people, just like getting aggressive. 3 of those a night, though.
Is that your idea of getting aggressive, kind in the VR?
I'm not going to hit my wife. There's got to be some sort of
outlet. Really problematic when I've had a couple of drinks, me, like slip into the Meta Quest.
Go to the
cause a ruckus. Start a bar brawl.
I go to Meta Quest, Mike Tyson's boxing, and I'm like, you fucking let yourself down fighting Jake Paul, you prick.
I nearly took my mother-in-law like doing Meta Quest boxing.
Aye?
I was like just in the hallway there, and she was just trying to pop by to make a cup of tea. Didn't realise what I was doing. Ding ding. I just come in swinging. She didn't know. She just thought I was playing Beat Saber or something. Beat Mother.
It's if you want this, by the way, it's Thistley Sloss November, Thistley Sloss 10 for November.
Right, you're gonna have to watch the video version of this because it'll pop up on the screen.
Yeah, Matthew there'll be an advert.
I'll put it in the blurb. If you're listening to it, it's in the blurb.
Aye. I know, look, Whiskey Cask is still my absolute fave of the Thistley Cross ciders. And me and Cara are such fucking, not snobs is the wrong word, but like brand loyalists. Like we were at we go swimming with the kids every Thursday, and it's in a hotel, and the hotel's got a wee bar, but afterwards we just end up having like coffee with the other swimming parents, and like there's a bar there, but we never drink there because we're always driving. But Thistley Cross is now on tap, and we got dead proud. We were like,
like when I saw it in TV.
Yeah.
It's like every time like I see it's like I was in a bar in Birmingham and I saw it was on the menu, and like every time I see it on the menu, I'm absolutely like getting it.
Yeah.
Even if I fancy a beer.
It fills me with excitement every time. And the Whiskey Cask is fucking great, but that rum stuff is...
I do that a little bit with Newcastle Brown Ale, even though I don't like it. I'm a heathen.
I
actually don't like Newcastle Brown Ale. I don't find it delicious.
No, how could you?
But if I see it on sale in Lithuania, I'm struggling myself through a pint.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. It's like, if I don't have a particularly thick Scottish accent, but if I meet another Scottish person in America, I'm like, let's make these locals feel like foreigners. Let's fucking ostracize them through talking absolute shit.
I just wish our drink was like a bit more akin to Guinness. You know, if Newcastle Brown Ale was something that like you are proud of.
Aye.
Like I love the brand of it. Aye. I love that it was it was on the Newcastle shirt for a long time.
Did you like it more when you were an actual working man? Because you always said to me that...
I think it's because I've getting myself so fucking drunk. I've like, you know, when you've like properly spewed your ring on a drink.
Yeah, Fireball. Fireball I can never drink again.
It makes it difficult to drink again. I think it's because I did that in my teens. I didn't respect it enough when I was in my teens, and I ended up fucking having an aversion to it.
Because you always say, and I think rightfully so, that the reason I don't like beer is because I've never worked a day in my life.
Yeah. You've never had the Friday night pint.
Aye.
You've never had the breaking up for work for the weekend pint with your pals. Like work clothes, straight to the pub. You've never had that.
Yeah, I've never woken up at 7, driven fucking God knows how many hours to a thankless fucking 9 to 5 where it's just putting in a hardcore shift, gotten home late, managed to put some scrand in my neck. Fuck, I'm turning to you here. And then done that for a week, and then on Friday picking up an absolutely freezing cold pint of piss and being like, well, that wasn't as bad as Monday through Thursday. And that's why you enjoy the pint.
And also, it's the fact that it keeps flowing. Like, even like I try and, like, if I'm driving, I'll have a non-alcoholic beer, which I'll probably put myself in Muggle Corner for a little while back. But if I'm at the bar and I can have a beer and drive, because in Scotland, zero tolerance, right? Yeah. So if I can just, like, have a pint after the gig, but it's not a pint, I'm just simulating having a pint. It's a fucking decaf.
Aye.
You can't drink more than a couple of them, like the same as if drinking a soft drink. Beer just passes through you. That's what's class about it. It just keeps on going through your body. You break the ceiling, and then you can have fucking 10 pints on a night out.
In the vein of me being a soft boy who's never worked a day in his life, I've obviously been playing more golf recently.
Out on the course or up at your house?
Up in my house.
Up in your little golf room?
Up in my wee golf room.
You've got a golf course in the attic?
When we bought the new house, the previous owner, because of, like, he'd lived here for 10, 12 years, and because of an injury he sustained, he just needed an easier house, like he hurt his back, which was really sad. So he ended up leaving us a bunch of gym stuff because we sadly couldn't use it anymore. One of the other things he left was a golf simulator with, like, the fucking net upstairs, and my boy is massively into it, and I love that he's into it because I'm not forcing him into it.
He wants to play on it.
He's eager to play. And he's got about 15, 20 minutes of playing in him before he's like, can I just watch some fucking Blippy on your phone? And I'm like, absolutely, you can.
Blippy?
Oh, we'll get into Blippy in a second. It's a YouTube guy. We'll get onto Blippy because the guy is a millionaire now. Can I watch some Blippy on your phone? And normally I'm like, fucking, like, screen time is something you do concern yourself regularly about with parenthood. But then there is also just like, man, there's screens everywhere. Also, being a full-time parent is a challenge. Like, entertaining a child with constant energy 24 hours a fucking day is difficult, and you're allowed to take yourself a break. Now, normally, good and better parents than me give their kids some screen time and they go away.
So you're recharging your batteries while giving your child ADHD.
Yeah.
But, like, trying to get the balance of that right.
Yeah. And so why normally most parents will, like, do the laundry.
Got a little bit of thread on it.
Thanks, man.
You look otherwise immaculate.
Thanks, man. Well, there's also, this is stained. I then do 9 holes, because you can do 9 holes on a golf simulator, because you don't have to walk, you don't have to find your ball, which is a huge bonus.
Oh, yeah.
It's always there, it's right there.
That would be handy for me. Like, that's how I spend the majority of my time. I get my fucking steps up playing golf.
I got this is Muggle Corner, and this is the worst. First of all, golf is Muggle Corner. I'll take that exactly on the chin. I'm in Muggle Corner for an extra period of time because I got to use gloves on both my hands because my skin's so soft.
Oh, no.
Because I've never worked.
You callous your hands playing golf?
Man, I tore this hand. I know the golfers out there be like, you shouldn't be holding that hard with your right hand. I agree, man. But it is, no matter how much I talk to myself about, like, fucking don't welly it, the way to get a good swing is smooth, controlled, and accurate. And then you step up, you get that in your head, and your brain goes, imagine you just fucking melted it, though.
Aye.
Like, it's the same thing.
Like climbing.
Yeah.
Like climbing where instead of trying to be, like, economic with your movements, you're trying to pull the wall down.
Yes.
Because you're a man.
You're meant to climb like a girl. That's what all good climbing instructors tell you. You're meant to climb like a girl because women are more sensible and they're not egotistical about, like, I'm just going to use my fucking biceps to get up a wall.
In the circumnavigating having no strength.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, that's sexist, but they're using their same way kids climb as well, which is like, if I just get closer to the wall, climb up there, I can't not fucking leather it. And my kid is a good kid, but he's thick. All kids are thick. I've put 2 holes in our wall upstairs.
It's so funny because he was slagging off the previous owner for putting a hole in the wall. Right. You come in just going, I technically wasn't very good at golf. That wouldn't be me. And then I come back and you've just perforated your house.
Man, the fact that he only put 3 holes in the wall
time
after living here for 5 years, like having nothing for 5 years, and I've put, 12. And I know you're like, surely, Daniel, you should be able to put a hole in the wall because it covers a lot. It does. I find the place. I find the bed that you can fucking leather it into.
I swear I've scored an own goal in golf before. I started with a hole and landed it on the tee.
There was the other one that's kind of like killing me at the moment, and it's so Caelan's language is coming on. It's improving every week, which is so fun to be able to have conversations with him, for him to be able to like, he'll say something to you, you don't understand it, and he'll have to in his own brain work out another way to say it to you or like describe the thing to get information across, which is just
like me gigging in Europe.
Yeah. He's like slower. He's like, he knows what he wants to say. I'm not getting it, but he's got this patience able to get across. He's not good at R's, can't do R's, and he's not really nailing ch yet, right? Mm-hmm. So it's autumn. There's leaves everywhere. He loves standing in leaves.
Cherry would be the most difficult word.
Yeah. Well, you can do for some reason. Cherry would be quite hard. Like he can say. I mean, it's for some reason like R's at the start of words, fine. R's in the middle of the words disappear. Ch at the start is absolutely fine, but a ch at the end of a word is difficult. Right. Like you can make the noises, but them all going together in different parts of words.
Partridge.
Well,
it would be difficult.
The word crunch.
Uh-huh.
So we're walking through leaves everywhere. It's autumn. Crunchy leaves, right? This kid just stomping around going, cunts. And I'm like, this is very, very funny. This is objectively a very, very funny thing.
But it's also a hack bit.
Oh, man,
you can't do comedy about it.
No, especially because the other one, what else crunches, Kai?
Cereal?
Food, you're right, you're in the food. So he's in a restaurant, he's eating fucking cucumber, cunts, and I've got to be there being like crunch. And he's like, that's what I'm fucking saying. Cunts. And I'm like, look, we live in Edinburgh. There are a lot of them, but you can't be fucking
point out every one of them. It was McIntyre had a bit, didn't he? No juice. Aye.
Oh, there's loads. I mean, there was John Gavin used to have
had a bit as well. What was
Blackcurrant was Black Cunt.
Blackcurrant, yeah.
Aye.
Yeah. So you kind of like, yeah, you kind of do that for comedy. This is like all the things that are making you laugh in life have been done.
I can't. This is why I can't do stand up.
You talk about what you know, and everything you know has been done to death.
Yep.
At every level, from like mainstream to fucking like open mics.
Yeah. It's allowed to go on the podcast. It's allowed to die because the people that listen to us are just interested in my goddamn life. But I can't do stand up at the moment because there's just everything I find funny is just. I mean, it's funny to me. It's funny to Cara.
But it's a
boring fucking life stuff. And people are like, "Oh, your kid says words wrong, does he? Oh, that's fucking a new thing." Yeah.
Brutal. You're just backed into a corner.
Oh yeah, like, man, I'm just taking time out. I'm just like I've subbed myself off at this point. It's like, look, I've pulled a hammy here. I could play through, but I'm letting the team down if I keep playing like this. We might as well. Everyone else get better at all.
Get off, not even traveling with a team. You're just like off to get treatment in fucking France or something. You just off to a different country for your rehab.
Aye.
It's a shame. You'll fucking wait for me to die. That's your next show.
Well, I mean, there's a good chance. My father-in-law was saying this to me. There's not a over 50% chance, but there's like a 30% chance that I don't do any stand-up next year.
Next year at all?
Well, because there's like...
Well, you're going to do it anyway next year?
Yes.
Kind of just dip your toe back in.
Yeah, I was gonna write a new show.
Oh, because you were tempted to do some stuff not in Edinburgh, in Australia, weren't you?
Yeah, over for Poopsy's wedding.
Because I've managed to, I don't know if this is an announcement, but I'll break it as news. I'm going to do gallivanting in Melbourne at the start of April and then Sydney towards the end of April, just after Jean's wedding.
Great.
So that's from the 8th. From the 8th in Melbourne for a week and then 3 days at the back end in Sydney. I don't think there's anything else in between because I've got us doing gala stuff. So I'm sorry if you're in Perth or Brisbane or anything.
I'm sorry if you're in Perth in any way. Nothing to do with the show. Nothing to do with the festivals that are on if you're in Perth. That fucking sucks, man.
It's pretty remote. Yeah.
Imagine being a worse Perth than Scotland's Perth. That's fucking wild.
What about when I actually went to the cinema in Perth and I'd Googled the address for the cinema in Perth, Scotland, and it wasn't showing up. It wasn't showing up on Google Maps when I clicked on the address because you can't cycle through the ocean. Yeah, so it was just like not found. Route not found. So I was like, oh, I'll type it in then. Morrison Street. There we go. Nice and easy. You got on my bike and fucking cycled to what was a church. There was a church. There was a church on the shared address of Morrison Street, Perth, or whatever. There was something like that. But I found it when I got there. Anyway, now I'm religious. I didn't get to see.
That's how they get you.
I didn't get to see Rogue One, and now I'm a Christian.
That is how they fucking get you, man.
So I've just been on the Live Laugh Love holiday.
You have.
It's such a Live Laugh Love holiday.
Oh, it absolutely
it's
is.
so Instagrammable.
Yeah, it's also, you can't call it muggle because it's too, Maldives is like, for a lot of people, it's not even once in a lifetime. Like, that's an expensive, fucking difficult trip. It's a long journey from the UK. It's a lot of fucking money. It's only getting more expensive.
It's fucking glorious.
It's pretty good.
You can see why it's like that exclusive. Not many young people there. No. Like it's not it's like everyone. Like I was looking at everyone just going, where do you get your money?
That's what we did.
I was looking at them all just going, all right, what is Al doing?
Knowing full well that everyone there is looking at your bog-eyed wee face being like, who let the riffraff in?
I thought we were getting away from them. with me tribal tattoos.
Like, hold on. A Middle Eastern woman is supporting a white chav. This is the future the left wants.
What's she getting out of this? Because she's the looks and the money.
Hold on, let me just.
I can even tell in his shorts he doesn't have a big cock. I had a lovely time. I had like a digital detox as well. Barely touched my phone. Like the once or twice I did touch my phone was just like, you know, when Natalie's getting ready and I'm just back in the aircon in the apartment. And I was like, I gotta check my phone. It made us laugh every time because that was the point in your honeymoon when you would check in with the lads, and anytime you like spoke in the WhatsApp, everyone was like, "Is your honeymoon boring or something? Get back to your honeymoon." And I'm like, this is just the bit where like you can't check your phone, you see what's happening in the outside world, the little small pocket of the fucking wonderful holiday that you're having, where you're just like, I'm going for a shite and I'm not doing that alone.
Yeah.
Right, you just sit doing for a shite, and then I was like, have a little catch up, respond to some shit in the WhatsApp, little like 5-minute pocket of my holiday where I'm practically detoxing from my phone. And I like to figure out
you've got a problem, you fucking piece of shit. You know,
the Maldives, and this is what you're doing. It's really funny. I saw how wound up you were getting.
Or did my fucking once a day for 30 minutes is more than most people do in a fucking month.
Because you'll pick it up to like check the football or whatever and see some notifications and go and have a little look. But largely, like even every time we went for a meal, we didn't take our phones. In fact, to the point that it got like a week in, and I was like, well, we've got any fucking photos from this holiday, and we just had to just go and run the island, just pap, look at all the holiday photos. It looks like we've got the same clothes. We've got any change of clothes because we barely took our phones in even for photographs. But what I found is that when I was having a meal and just being in the moment having a meal, you realise every single person there has brought their phone food. And it does look a wee bit tragic where you can see what people are looking at on their phones because the way the seats are, you can just look at what people's shoulders. They're looking at pictures of the Maldives. They've basically took a nice picture, they've popped a nice filter on it, they've put it on social media, and now they're getting addicted to the notifications and we're making people jealous, and people are commenting about like how glorious it looks. And I'm looking at them looking at their phones, ignoring each other, and I'm like, the Maldives is there. You can see it. We're in a restaurant looking out over the scene that you're looking at on your phone, and I was really pleased with my decision making of like not putting anything on social media so that I didn't get that draw from my phone to see the response from it, and actually just leaving my phone away so I could just like connect with my wife and spend some time with her.
I really like the moments when me and my wife go out to dinner or we're out and we're both checking our phones for a bit, and I decide to put mine down first and I put it in my pocket, and she's still on her phone, and I just get to sit there acting like the victim. Just being like, she's always like this. I can't get it. It's like being married to a teenager.
I caught a guy doing exactly that.
It's so
exactly that, because it's like buffet food out, right? And then he put his phone down and then started eating food and then started glancing at hers if she was being rude. He was like he was making a proper scene of it. I was like, you were doing the same a second ago, and you would not have noticed if she put her phone down.
Instantly feeling like the better person when you're not on your phone. Hello, this is an advert as always for my favourite cider in the entire world, Thistley Cross Cider. if you are interested in helping this podcast and consuming some delicious, delicious alcohol, you can go to thistlycross.co.uk using the promo code ThistlySloss10 to get a 10% discount on any of their ciders within the UK. There is not just the whiskey cask, which is often my favourite. They have a limited edition one that's come out, which I don't have because I drank it on the last podcast. It is a rum cask. It is unbelievable. I will be genuinely shocked within the next couple of months if it doesn't win the same award that this one. If you're wondering what the noise in the background is, it's just my son is trying to help with the advert, which brings us to consuming alcohol and Thistley Cross responsibly. They are delicious. They are good for you, and need to be consumed sensibly. Do you like drinking this? Or do you like chocolate milk? What's better, this or chocolate milk? Chocolate milk. Fair enough. It's not as good as chocolate milk, but it is still good. We're not sponsored by chocolate milk. We're sponsored by Thistley Cross. So thistlycross.co.uk with the promo code ThistlySloss10 for 10% discount on all your orders. Because my wife is on her phone. She's on her arse on her phone a lot because she's breastfeeding our baby, right? Mm-hmm. So, of course, she's lying down. She's got to be there. Also, baby sleeps with her. So there's some points, we can't put the baby down, but with a kid fucking running around and two dumb cats, it's much easier for her to just hold the baby to guarantee she gets 2 hours.
You can't exactly read a book. You're not going to get very far into a film or a series before you're distracted. No,
she's just
at the base level.
And a lot of the time, she's doing really important shit on her phone. She's like sorting out... she's sorting out a lot of stuff for me. She's booking flights, she's checking things, she's booking classes for our kids. She's updating because we've moved.
She's laying the tracks for the week ahead.
Yeah, she's also updating a lot of stuff, but it does just look like she's on her phone. Meanwhile, I'm also sat over there on my phone, just doing a Sudoku.
No,
just fucking.
No, yeah. I found a good app, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I took the 30-day subscription. It's called Brilliant. And it's like logic puzzles and like teaching you how to solve like problems and then giving you problems. And there's loads of different courses on it as well. At the minute, I've just been doing the logic one.
Problem, I get fucking murdered.
But I was on a 7-day streak. It is a good app for, and I got it focused advertised to as well. I've been watching maths channels on YouTube.
Fucking, and you came at me subtly for my wee Sudoku thing.
Man,
that's where I'm at.
I didn't catch it on it. Now I'm telling you can graduate from Sudoku to like.
First of all, I'm watching Sudoku videos on YouTube. First of all, how dare you? That's how I learned what an X-wing is.
Have you done any research on the number 37? You know the number 16 in Mistborn?
Yes.
The number 37 is that number for us in the real world.
No, I think the movie was called The Number 23 and it had Jim Carrey in it. So
no, number 37.
Why?
They just like surveyed a bunch of people asking for a random number. And do you know which one come first?
37.
69. 37 comes second.
Yeah, 69. Yeah. Oh, no, surely 420.
42. 42 because that's the meaning of life in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I would have, if I was taking that survey, I would have slapped everyone. I would have high-fived everyone that said 69 because obviously very funny, very mature, nice. Anyone that said 42, slap across the fucking jaw. Grow up. Grow up. Shave that beard.
But there's a lot of like occurrence of the number 37 in people's mind, and like it's one of them like spotlight things as well. As once you've had that put in your head, you can't help but look out for it. And it was just Ricketts yesterday done a 37-mile run. I was like, "There's that number," but yeah, I wouldn't have noticed at all if you'd done a 34-mile run.
That's how coincidences. Every day is filled with 1,000 things that were almost coincidences, but they weren't. Which is why everyone who is a conspiracy theorist is beyond thick.
It's ridiculous. Like looking for meaning and stuff.
Aye.
It is that thing of like, I was just talking about him the other day and then I bumped into him when I was walking the dog.
Aye. Who else were you talking about that day? What are the 50 people
the
that you
millions
bring up
of people
in
that you never mentioned. But like people just love that. Like one of my favorite feelings in the world is if I'm listening to an audio book, right? In the book, that's the word that's just been said is a word that crosses my eyes. Right, because like say you read a billboard or like the side of a van or something, and the word that's said in the audiobook simultaneously happens when that word hits your eyes. The amount of words you've heard and the amount of words that have hit your eyes, right? It's happening all of the time and nothing's happening. But then the one time that happens, it feels mystical. And I know there's no meaning in it, but it feels fucking spiritual every time it happens. Like it always feels like a sign from fucking a higher power, and that's how people's brains are trained. And you can acknowledge that that's just your brain trying to assign meaning to something that's a coincidence.
Because we're a pattern-based animal.
Well, pattern-based animals, right? But when you get that, you can still enjoy it. You can still go, "Oh, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was fucking really cool when that happened." Also, I voice memoed you when I was on my holiday
because you got scared by a wee shark.
Because my heart rate was still up, and I felt like it was never going to come down.
So when I was out in the Maldives, you got to swim with sharks, tiny little fucking reef sharks.
Aye.
Biggest they'd be is about maybe 2 or 3 feet.
And they're kind of a cute colour as well, aren't they?
Oh,
They seem to be like a yellowy colour or something when they were in the water. There was like almost like there was a translucence to them when they're babies.
Yeah.
Because they were cutting about, like you could see that from like just when like what do you call the fucking veranda, the stilts, because it's the stilt house thing. Yeah. Oh, we got double upgraded. You know, I booked the cheapest accommodation on the island because I'm me.
Did you do that or did your wife do that?
No, I did it. But it was basically like because I'm gone with my wife.
Aye.
And like we're already
nothing turns her on more than
nearly
a bargain, barely scraping by and having loads left, even though that's what you spend money on is holidays.
Aye. You're like spending all that money to get there and then just not closing the gap and making it exceptional. No, I did it. Just finances. I was like, right, let's stick within my budget instead of being ridiculous, right? So I saw on booking.com because I was like, I've got a decent genius level from all the stag do's I've booked. It gives us a free upgrade for if you book the loft room. You get the water bungalow, which is the next biggest on the island from bottom, right? Yeah. But you're going to have somebody living upstairs, essentially. And then when we get there, they were doing the rounds, like asking if anybody was celebrating anything, and it was Natalie's birthday.
Yeah.
So I just pointed out it was Natalie's birthday, and then they took one.
Did anyone celebrate anything? Trump won. Trump won.
Yeah,
like, get in the fucking sea, man.
It was actually that day. I barely that was another thing about like putting my phones away. We're like, oh, we don't have to watch the fucking Facebook fallout of this. Like, we're not watching the news. We're not getting any news reports. Like, the Trump election practically passed me by. What a fucking beauty to just have your head literally in the sand for that one. But I don't, like, I was watching people going, like, know about celebrating stuff. I was like, you idiots, just make something up. Like, it's obvious what's going to happen here. So they just had a spare, like, water bungalow villa thing, whatever it was, on stilts on the water, right on the beach line as well. So they put it in there. So I got like one of the best accommodations on the island while paying for the cheapest. So you could see sharks off that, like swimming around, the baby sharks, and when you're having dinner you can see the baby sharks. And you were telling me that like you have the guides have you get in with them and get photos. Did he get in with them?
Well, we swam with them.
You swam with the sharks, right? So I knew all that was going on, and the sharks are fine and they don't bite, and they've got enough food on the island that they don't need to feed on a meal that's going to make them exert energy.
Yeah, and also something way fucking bigger. Like,
what's the point for them to attack humans? They're not desperate.
Aye.
That said, right, I was obsessed with a reef edge, right? Like, the reason the water's like so turquoise and then so jet black, like when you see the like textbook pictures of the Maldives where it's like sand, turquoise blue, dark blue, that's because it's all coral reef and then it drops off like a cliff edge. That's what the colour changes. But when you're swimming in the water and you get to that cliff edge, it's all shallow, bumpy rocks. You didn't want to put your feet down. You're kind of doing breaststroke without kicking your legs because you don't want to stub your toe. Aye. It's fucking hostile terrain when you get out, and then you get to the cliff edge and you can just level your body out and the fucking whole place just comes to life. It's like Finding Nemo. It's like all the different colourful fish, some of them fucking big, some of them little. These weird like fucking rhinoceros-nosed fish that just seem to swim towards you when you weren't looking. And then you look back at them and they're like, no, not me. like one of the Mario characters, one of the baddies on Mario. There's one of them, isn't there, in the Mario level where they're walking towards you until you face them. Yeah.
Maybe.
Who knows? So there's just all these like, then these like kind of long, just like look like the Japanese dragon kind of things, just like like curiously swimming alongside you. And it's just wonderful. Like everything's mint, and sometimes like shoals and shoals to the point that like you're looking at tens of thousands of fish in your visual range at all time, and I was just like just breathtaking. And what I'd taken to doing was swimming down, like breathing out my nose, swimming down, And then, like, when it gets a bit too much on my ears, like, pop my ears, swimming down a bit further, but, like, using the rocks to carry myself, like, under, because it's just a fucking cliff edge, so you're reverse mountaineering down the thing, and then you'll get under, like, a little bit of a ridge, and there's just, like, this fucking massive, like, just looked like a goldfish, but it was that big, and its eyes were, like, pure saucers, like, cartoonishly big eyes, and you're just like, hello, little fella. So you're just, like, discovering the fucking world around you. And I come up, and my goggles were steaming up because I was breathing out through my nose while I was going down, so they steamed up, and I like start like fucking treading water with just my legs, so you're thrashing about quite a bit, getting a bit of spit on my goggles, put them back on, go back under. And mate, about I mean, you can't see when you're watching this podcast, but you can see about the distance of the end of the room away. Mm-hmm. There's just a fucking full blown shark, like a full actual shark, not like the little baby sharks that we've been looking at that they're telling you to go and swim with. Not a great weight, but I'm guessing it was a reef shark.
Aye.
It's
certainly not a bull shark, because I think bull sharks are fresh water and you'd be dead.
Is that right?
Yeah, bull sharks are like...
Because I looked up blue sharks as well, and they're like kind of, they have like weird eyes. I don't have a visual memory, but like that's what I was saying to Natalie. I was like, because I don't get to have a screen capture of like what it was. I couldn't even tell you if it was facing left to right or right to left.
Couldn't take a memory of it like Shalom.
I really genuinely think I'd be suffering trauma if I could have a visual memory. Mm-hmm. I feel like that would haunt us, what I saw. Because it was just everything you've been told to fear in your life, like as a child, as an adult, just like they're the monsters. They're the world's monsters right there. Like that's the monster under the bed. And it's fucking... I think I've always remembered you saying it was about the size of me, like 6 foot.
Aye.
Like that would be a record-breaking reef shark if that was true. They grow to like 4.5 feet.
Aye.
So I was saying that like last night, and he was like, "So about the size of me." So it was that like everything underwater looks a bit bigger than what it is, right? But it looked like it looked bigger than me.
Yeah.
The distance it was, and it's like you don't know how far away something is, you don't know how big something is, you're underwater, you've got your goggles on, right? But it was just this fucking looming mass, because that's the thing as well. You've got this fucking reef that's all just like sunshine and light and rays of light and colour and colourful fish and everything, and then just like 90 degrees to your right, it's just the deepest, darkest blue ocean, like midnight blue, and like sometimes you can see like shoals of fish, but they're so in the distance that like you can barely make them out. So you can always see like bits of movement in there, and it always kind of creeps you out. So the 2 or 3 times I'd been there up to that point, as well, my finger had been bleeding. I cut my finger on the reef, right, and you could like see like plumes of blood coming out my finger.
His eyes dilate like Bruce in Finding Nemo. You're like, oh no.
So I'm like thrashing away, right?
That'll help.
Thrashing away, bleeding. What's the worst that could happen here? I got under, and mate, there's a fucking monster. Like, even if you tell me that's not going to bite me,
aye, and
it's already fed,
aye. Like, you know,
if I saw a bear in the woods, or if I saw a tiger in the jungle or something, and you were like, oh no, they just want to play. Mm-hmm. You're not hanging around to find out, are you?
Aye. Also, I don't want to play with a shark. That's not true. The baby sharks I would absolutely play with.
Because it was, you know, even if...
Like when you see baby sharks, it crosses your mind, being like, how big a bath would I need to have one of these at home?
Because they
were cute.
Kind of cute. They've got their own song.
Yeah.
So if I was, right, with a diving crew, like everybody was kind of in on the experience... We're going under the water, and they were like, "Oh, there's a reef shark! Like, just like be careful, just look at it, don't swim towards it." Well, like just a little bit of like putting your peace of mind. It's already fed the day, right? It's already ate. It's not going to bother you.
That
right?
one does look skinny and hungry. I don't know why that one looks fucking.
Why is it licking its lips? I've never seen a shark's tongue. How does it lick its lips without cutting its teeth? It's going to have loads of ulcers.
Right. Oh, it's fine. It's now just eating itself because of all the blood in the water. It's confused. What a poor. I think we should kill this shark. I think this is...
That shark have turkey teeth. What was I getting at, right? If there was some reassurance, if like, that's why I was there, to look for this shark. There's a bunch of other people, all with the same goal, and that like, there's an instructor, right? Any of that shit, where they're just like, oh, pose for a photo, like with underwater camera and shit, right? Like, I would have still been a bit fearful, but my mind would have been at rest. Mate, I was the only one snorkeling. It was fucking nearly sunset.
Aye.
It was like 4:30 or something. Like I had like another good half an hour, good daylight before it started getting a bit gloomy down there.
And how
there was
far
no
away
one
are
around.
you from the Rocky Reef at this point?
Like it's the Rocky Reef's underneath us, but like about the height of this wall away from your feet, so you have to swim down to get at it.
Okay.
Right, but then it arches up pretty fast and it hits the rocks pretty fast, right? But I'm just at the reef edge where like it's like maybe it's 2 of me body lengths before I'm like touching the ground. So it's not like I'm just in the shallows with a shark for a little fucking holiday experience, like the sedated tiger photo. It wasn't like, it didn't feel like that. It was like the actual fucking wild animal in the deep blue yonder, and I would love to have seen my face. I would love to have seen just me jaw drop and the snorkel just drift away from my mouth.
I would have loved to have been on the. I would love to have been on the. Just standing on the reef and just seeing the bit where you went underwater, and then just seeing like 7 separate bubbles come up, just making different pitches of shrieks. Just
Aye, all from different holes.
just one brown
One
one.
of me cock, brown one. It looked dense as well. It was just fucking heavy.
Had
It was
abs.
just it was fucking it was rocks. It was rock solid.
kangaroo
It
of the
was like,
seas.
it was like Vito Belfort before USADA. It was like that dense test up Brazilian.
Yeah.
But it was just, and it wasn't swimming. It was just looming. There was no like waggling of its tail and out. It was just fucking there, just hovering past. And I like, hell no. I wasn't stopping to just gawk at it. I wasn't like hanging around to, is there any more? Where's its mates? So I got pretty fast back to the fucking rocks and pulled
Yeah,
myself.
more splashing and more bleeding. Great choice.
So I mean, what else am I gonna do? Just wait for it to go away.
Well, I mean, but it was was it your thumb that was bleeding?
Tip me index
Oh, it
finger.
would have been good if it was your thumb, because it's just you'd be like, "Fuck, I need to get rid of all temptation."
Suck me thumb. I mean, what difference does it make? My arse is always bleeding. I shouldn't be in the water. Just a trail of blood coming at my arse. The shark just like floating on the trail of blood trying to find it.
Like Pepe Le Pew smelling a pie.
Get to the rocks. And I kind of gathered that, like, because
Kind of gather that they don't have legs, so I felt I was safe.
I just feel like with having the like dexterity of human limbs on the rocks and moving around, right? Like I'm a bit more at home then, even though like you can't really stand up and fucking do a run. I'm like the shark isn't gonna belly up on these rocks, you know. The water's coming down to a really shallow depth. It's like that's why Natalie didn't come out to the reef line, was because she was just like, I don't want to navigate these.
Best thing would have been, based on your theory that it's not coming up there, if this shark just fucking free willied over the ridge and into the
RKO. Just fucking, I just pure RKO with a fucking shark, boom, like that, done. Just watch it just flat back with the water.
oh yeah, with a broken back.
Just come back to the shoreline.
No,
with
I
the
meant
shark
you.
over
If
the
you're
shoulder.
arcing a fucking shark,
And just coming back to the shoreline.
we're eating good tonight, Nally. I would just love if the shark jumped into the other bit and then it's fucking 300 feet between you and your house, and the shark's like, fucking,
Looks like I'm going back this way then. Just getting rounded up. Because it's that thing, you know, if there was like, if you're out on the shoreline just in the shallow waters or whatever, and there's a fin in the water and somebody shouted shark, and then everyone looked and saw the shark in the distance, everyone would fucking scream and panic and run. That was me. Screamed and panicked and ran. I'm like, I've got quite a way to go to get back to the digs, right? And it's like kind of that shallow water where like I didn't want to fucking stub my toe on the rocks and all that. And it's not even about stubbing your toe. Like you can't really stand up on the rocks because they've just got life all over them. They've got like clams and fucking sea slugs and snails and shit. Like there's all kinds of just shit going on the rocks where you can't really walk back. So I'm just like trying to pull myself along the shoreline. And I get back in and I'm like still fucking high as a kite. explain to Natalie what had just happened. Like obviously the shark got a couple extra feet put on it until I did a bit of a Google.
You're like, Natalie, I don't know if you've ever, while you're Googling there.
It had a massive cock.
While you're Googling there, can you Google Megalodon? Right. I extinct for fucking 2 million years. Natalie, I know what I saw. I know what I fucking... You go out there then. Prove me wrong.
You coward. Oh, she's out there. She's doing that shit to clue. I'm now with the wife. Now my wife's dead. Great.
Quivering and
I cooked my wife to death. So shivering in 30 degree. Oh, it's cold out. It's freezing. It's freezing here. It's a really warm ocean. So again, I tell her what's happened. I'm fucking puffing and panting, pacing the floor, going for a shower, and I just caught myself in the shower just for ages with my head in my hands. Thinking about what had just happened to us. Thinking about what had just happened in my life. Man, I've been fucking trampled by bulls.
Aye.
I've done the biggest bungee jump in Europe.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound as cool, does it? Not the biggest in the world,
Actually,
but...
there's a different order.
But it is cool that it's... You know what's cool about the one in Europe compared to the big one in South Africa? The one in South Africa is off a bridge and it's akin to free falling because you're just open space all around you. Is it Africa or New Zealand? One of the two. I think they've both got a similar one. They're the next two biggest ones. Anyways, the one in Locarno in Switzerland, the Versesha Dam, it's the one of GoldenEye. If you've seen GoldenEye, it's at the beginning. It's meant to be in Russia in GoldenEye, but it's in Switzerland in real life.
He bungee jumps in GoldenEye?
Aye. He does like he bungee jumps off the dam and then kind of unclips himself as he comes back up. I can't remember how the scene goes, but he bungee jumps into a like nuclear bunker.
Oh, right, okay.
That's in a dam, but it's that dam. And what's mad about that is when you bungee jump off it, you feel relatively close to a wall. So the wall's whizzing past you as you plummet like 750 feet or whatever it is. So anyway, like I've had extreme thrills in my life. That was too much for us. That coming face to face with a shark in deep blue water was like far too much. And I just have myself a moment in the shower where like I've tapped out of my brain. Like my body's just doing this while my brain is just fucking racing at like processing the chemical dump that I've just had at coming face to face with a shark.
Face to face.
I fought off a shark. I come back through to the apartment from the bathroom and I went to Natalie, I don't think I'm okay. And she was like, come and have a sit down and give us a wee cuddle. It would have done nothing.
Just a minute, take your wedding ring off. I don't want anyone to know.
It would have done absolutely nothing. Like you fucking see pictures of like people just with sharks posing with them in the water all the time. But
speaking of sort of bungee jumping and skydiving, there, I watched this video. I say video. I watched a fucking YouTube short yesterday about this Australian chick, right? Survived a skydive that was not a skydive, right?
Huh? What do you mean? Survived a skydive? Well, parachute didn't open.
Worse.
She fell out of a plane that she wasn't meant to be jumping out of.
Better. It was like, she is, right? She was on a podcast recently. I wish I had her name. We'll take a break in 2 seconds. I'll go Google it, make sure it's all true. But from the fucking show I've seen, right? She jumps out of a plane. She's in Switzerland, right? She's got an instructor attached to her back, right? They're going down 25,000 feet, 50,000 feet, whatever the fucking heights are. And about like 5,000 feet, she's like, this is about the time when fucking parachute's meant to come out. And he's like, he's going to tap her on the shoulder when it's going to happen. Right? Nothing. 3,000 feet. Nothing. She's like, Steve, now's the parachute. And then just like a tangled parachute just sort of like goes in front of her face and she's like, well, I mean, this has got to be it. Guy's not screaming. I've not watched the full fucking story. I don't know if he's unconscious, if he's passed out, or whether he's just like, fucking, this bitch going to break my fall here. This will be all right. Right? she fucking lands with a dude attached to her back, right? Does not die. Not only does not die, does not fall unconscious, right?
So she just gets back up?
Man, cut on her back, falls unconscious straight away.
What do you mean unconscious? Like, this is they fell from a plane, terminal velocity, hit what did they land on?
The ground. Like, just fucking airfield. Aye.
They just hit the earth.
Yeah.
And they were, oh, shite that. A little bit of blood in that spit. Still got all that teeth.
Like,
Baby tongue, I think.
that really knocked.
How's your arm?
He's out. There's no one around them, right? There's no one there. So she, with him on her back, has to get up and carry him to safety.
What do you mean safety? More people fell on them. That's not. They're in safety. That's safe now. You're on the earth now.
He's unconscious. He's bleeding. He sustained all the injuries she fucking should have sustained.
Aye.
Well, I say that she was in fucking obviously an unbelievable amount of pain.
Aye. But fine.
Man, she was on a podcast talking about it, right? With a spring in her step and a fucking. She was funny about it. Like,
Dad's got a spring in her step. She just fucking bounced off the floor. Did that, I would love to know if they splattered thud, or if they kind of tumbled and bounced, or hit an incline, or.
No, they're not tumbling bouncing. It's straight down. Like, you're tumbling bouncing if you fucking.
Because even if you hit the water jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge, that's fucking that's water and not a skydive. You're dead.
Look, right. Respect where respect's due. I understand this is a horrific joke to fucking make here. Liam Payne fell off a first-story balcony.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
Right.
You're not living from a skydive.
I died because the angle, right? That is not to fucking disparage that tragic fucking death, but fell off a balcony. That's what happens. That's how easy it is to die from falls.
That's what happens when you reach a speed of whatever it is, 300 mile an hour ish, 200 and something.
Man, it's not even about the fucking speed. It's about how you fucking land. People fall over and die off of curbs and crack their head in the wrong fucking way, and that's them.
Yeah. I just from the fall of getting punched and falling over.
Aye.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how fucking not devastating? To be the fucking guy, right? To just know, like, I survived fucking 10,000 feet fall. How'd you do that? I landed on a woman. What? A woman broke my fall. Oh my God, that's awful. You landed on a random woman, walking through the street. No, I kind of...
Yeah.
I kind of human airbagged her. She was attached to me. No, well, that's not why I had her there. That's not why I had her there.
Yeah.
I was the professional. I attached an amateur to my belly to fall through the sky just to give her the experience, and then landed on her. Fuck, was she okay? Yeah, man. She got me to the fucking hospital. Man, it's
she did CPR on us.
Man, it's that's the more extreme version of having man flu when your wife's pregnant. You just don't get it.
Because also, there would have been a point where he's an experienced skydiver. He's the one at the back.
Aye.
He knows how to skydive, right? There would have been a point when they were falling where they were like, oh, look, we're both going to die anyway. I could at least flip over so that she doesn't see the earth coming and I break her fall, even though we're both going to die.
And I died doing what I loved. A woman landed on my cock.
He chose not to do that. He chose not to take the hit. He was like, I could take the hit. Yeah. And even though we're both going to die, I'll let her take the hit.
Man, you don't know that. You could have been back there flapping.
Flapping?
Yep, just practically fucking flapping.
Trying to fly. He might have done it,
I mean, look, do you want me to get the video up? Should we see this bitch?
Yeah. Let's watch it. Let's do a reaction video.
Oh no, we can.
So hold on, is there a face camera? Is there a skydive face camera? Not on us. Is there a face camera on here? Is that because you're saying there's footage of this? Is the footage from someone's Ring doorbell, or is it part of the skydive package? I'd done a skydive in the same week that I'd done that bungee jump, and it was very funny watching me mate coming into land because the skydive instructor fell forward onto him and flattened him on his face, and that was really funny. He meant to land on a bit of a running land, and they just
2021 Jordan, a woman from Virginia, miraculously.
Oh, it's not her. I don't want the American. I want the Aussie. Apparently, this has happened more than once, which is.
This keeps happening to women.
Here we go.
She fell 14,000 feet and survived. The skydiving accident should have claimed Emma Carey's life, but now she knows she survived.
Emma Carey, hardest person I've ever spoken about, I think.
For a reason.
I just remember thinking, like, there's no way I'm going to survive this. You don't imagine you can fall from that height without slowing down and survive.
There is camera.
It's anybody's worst nightmare. Jumping out of a helicopter, your parachute not opening.
I just was certain I only had, 10 seconds left to live.
But this is a story about luck. How Emma Carey fell from 14,000 feet and lived to tell the tale.
I was awake for the exact moment that my life changed.
The then 20-year-old had set off on the traditional Aussie pilgrimage to Europe, ready for an adventure of a lifetime with childhood best friend Gemma Murdoch.
We'd saved hard, we'd worked hard, we had looked forward to this trip for...
Yeah. Who are you, friend?
Completely against
Blah, blah,
it.
blah.
Didn't want to do it. Window.
She's not even disfigured or anything.
As Emma jumped, the exhilaration was etched on her face. Falling through the clouds, it was everything she'd dreamed of.
For the free fall, I loved it. I just remember having this overwhelming feeling of like, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And it just felt so calming.
The instructor taps Emma on the shoulder to warn her the chute is about to open.
So I felt the tap on my shoulder, and then I felt my hair kind of be ripped backwards. And I thought, that's weird, like they didn't warn us about that.
That's when Emma realised they weren't slowing down, the ground below becoming ever closer.
I tried yelling out to my instructor and he wasn't responding, and I thought maybe he just can't hear me. And then I remember seeing a tangled up red parachute in front of me instead of above me.
The instructor...
So it must have done a job of slowing them down, and it must have done a job of slowing them down. Even just the bit of
Some drag.
would have done like enough.
Yeah.
parachute early enough. Instead, when he finally did, it was the exact same moment the safety chute automatically deployed. Both chutes became tangled, strangling the instructor, forcing him to pass out. What went through your mind when you were plummeting towards the ground?
So I don't know how Matthew's doing this in terms of edit. So the safety parachute comes out, tangles with the already fucked parachute, wraps itself around the instructor's neck and chokes him out while she's falling.
You know what? This guy is the Michael Collins of the skydive. Everyone remembers Neil Armstrong because she hit the ground first.
Thinking, oh my God, Gemma's going to have to find me on the ground. I remember thinking about my family. And the main thing I remember feeling is just kind of regret for not embracing my life fully up until that point.
Emma crash landed face down in a field. The instructor was strapped to her back. She couldn't move.
It was when I tried to roll the instructor off me and tried to stand up that I realised I was completely paralysed from the waist down.
Gemma landed safely from her dive a few minutes later, unaware what had happened to Emma.
The first thing I saw was just her laying on her stomach, blood all over her face, crying in hysterics, screaming that she couldn't feel her legs.
A rescue chopper was
Okay.
called in to fly Emma to hospital.
Okay, so she didn't walk away, so it's not as impressive as I said, but it's still, like, that's me adding a bit of sauce to an already very spicy meatball. Doesn't fucking take away.
So she seemed like she's made a full recovery then.
I don't know, because in that chair, in that video,
She was in a chair, wasn't she?
Well, I don't know if she was in a wheelchair. I mean, I'll watch the rest of the fucking video later,
Yeah.
but fuck me, dead.
Yeah, that would be the worst if parachute not open. But living through it, absolutely class.
I bet she's never on her phone.
Or now, just living in the moment.
I bet, man.
Nah, I think phones are more powerful than that.
No, man, there's nothing the fucking TikTok algorithm can throw at you to make your brain cells have like, ooh, that's exciting. Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, right.
Than 10 seconds of, it's all over. It's fucking done. I'm going to die with a fucking human backpack and just be fucking mushed.
Because I suppose even when I had the bull run incident, like I didn't know how bad that was until I saw the photos.
Aye.
Like I knew I fell, I knew that I could feel the bulls rushing past, but because nobody took my story seriously, oh yeah, you're another one that got close to it. Like I didn't get to process me life flashing in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. So like the shock was.
With the shark incident, you know exactly what she went through.
Yeah.
Don't see me on the news talking about it. Right?
Yeah, wicked fuss.
That's the difference between men and women. We just don't fucking go on about it all the time. I'm going to go grab another drink, check the time, and then do a wee advert before we move on.
Yes, and actually, depending on what time this is, we're going to do a Q&A now. Have you got time for that?
Yes, but let's just...
Right, so that'll be for the Patreon though. So we'll do the Q&A on Patreon. If you're not subscribed to Patreon, get yourself over to Patreon/Muggins and Cream, Sloss and Humphries. You'll fucking find her, and subscribe for £3 a month. You can only date if you want. Date for 1 month, and then like delve into the archive and watch some of the cool shit that we've done over the years, and then decide if you want to stay on. You don't need to commit yourself to a monthly subscription. You just need to chuck £3 in and then watch some stuff and go, is this for me, is it not? And then leave if you want. But that's where the Q&A is going to be.